What's up, grappling fans? My name's John Evans. Thanks for joining me again today for another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament match. I just want to say I am super happy when fans contact me and send me video. That just makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my tummy, so I really appreciate that. This video that we're going to be reviewing today, this is the blue belts, so we do all videos here of all levels. We just happen to default to the black belt level a lot of times because those are exciting and it's really interesting to see what they're doing at a high level. But there's a lot of high level blue belts out there too. Even white belts can have some pretty high level games these days. It's the sport's really exploding, and it's not like when I started where half guard was all the rage and considered crazy and didn't work. No, people are getting a lot more technical. It's making for a lot more interesting matches, so that is awesome. We're going to look at some blue belts. This one was sent to us by fan Daniel Nakamura. He's in Peru, and of course, I love it when people from out of state, out of country send me videos, because if you train too, then when I go and visit that area of the world, then guess what? I'm going to be there training with you. So that's really cool. I will be down there for sure to see Daniel Nakamura in Peru train and have a good time. So that is awesome. And let's get to the video. This one was at ADCC Pro Trials. I think this was in San Diego, and this one is with Rolando Samson of Atos. Like I said, a blue belt. I believe this is Rolando here. I'm not sure who his opponent is, but I'm pretty sure he is also a highly ranked blue belt. And right away, Rolando looks to pull guard. He gets here. Oh, very nice. He had a hook right there where he could try to play reverse De La Riva, but his opponent stepping out, recognizing that, now goes to the far side with this De La Riva hook, and he's holding the collar. He's breaking the posture of his opponent, which is very nice. He tries to bring him up over him, but his opponent has a really good base, not falling for any of this. And here, he's underneath the leg. He's got the De La Riva on this near side again, and that usually looks like he's going to try to go for Berimbolo, but he doesn't. He tries to go for the straight arm lock, releases it, and closes his guard. Here, he is still pulling on this collar. Not sure what he's trying to do. His opponent doing a good job of standing up and not letting his opponent break him back down. The one thing you have to worry is when you're standing like this and your opponent's up, if they're good with mixing it up and they're good with guard passes, usually doesn't happen at the blue belt level, but sometimes can, is they can jump to their feet and then try for a takedown. And here he breaks Rolando's guard open and now is trying to pass. Rolando throws the far leg over. Of course, that's the one that you have to worry about always when your opponent is trying to pass you. He throws the far one over and inverts to keep his guard. And now he's still in a guard, but he's getting crushed a little bit. I wish he could get a little bit more space there, because his opponent is able to put his body weight down on top. And then usually to get them off, you have to start leg pressing them, and that can get a little tiring, and it stresses out the lower back. It just becomes a little bit of a tougher tournament game to follow. But it looks like he knows what he's doing here, and he pops back out to close guard. Really nice stuff. I like that. And now he's opening up the gi in the back. He's feeding it to the opposite hand. Usually that means you want to go for a Bravo choke. His opponent picks him up, and he comes to seated up position. If he had decent takedowns or a decent single leg here, he could drop down and try for a single leg on his opponent. But clearly he is a good guard player. As is usually the case with very good tournament blue belts, they're usually either a passer or a guard player, and they do not like to do both of those things because it's just a lot to learn. And here he goes for the half lumberjack sweep. Oh, nearly gets it. His opponent has really good base, able to step out and maintain the top position. He gets an advantage for that, though, and here he shoots the knee through the middle pass, and Rolando's in a bit of trouble, but he's able to use that top leg once again to get it in there, and here, this is no good. He's trying to invert to prevent from his guard being passed, and now he's just getting stacked. From here, I like to pull off one leg and attack a leg drag pass. He does try to do that, but his leg gets stuck in there. He nearly gets attacked with a sweep there from Rolando, able to scramble back to the top position and back into close guard. If you're the guy on top, close guard sucks. I know people don't use it a lot, but try to keep that knee in the middle so that way you don't get put into close guard. His opponent, Rolando there, is trying for, it looked like a flower sweep, tries to get him off base, and you can see the person on top has his hand on the mat, and you, just like when you're a kid, you want to think of the mat as being lava. You do not want to touch that. It's going to burn your hand. And that looked like nearly a simple hip heist, and in the transition, he comes to the top, and Rolando is able to lock up this scrambly triangle, and it's just really, this is a bad triangle because it's over the foot. What Rolando should do is grab the leg, grab his own leg, and try to re-cinch it up, but instead he goes right for the armbar, not able to get it, scrambles back to the closed guard. I like the way he keeps going back to the closed guard because his opponent is not doing anything in particular to keep him from going to the closed guard, and he's being very effective and pesky with these sweep attempts. The hip high sweep that he tried earlier and the half lumberjack have all been very close for him. There he's trying for that armbar, and his opponent is very wily. That's the problem with some of these guys that are just very good athletes. Even if you have pretty darn good technique, it's going to be tough. They can scramble out of a lot of stuff, and if they have a good base, it's even tougher. And here he goes for a tripod sweep on his opponent. His opponent, once again, amazing base, just flings himself into the guard of Rolando, and now is trying to pass. Rolando able to come up. Oh, wow, once again, he's able to take a sweep, and then turn the sweep into a scramble, and then he shoots that triangle as he jumps back to the bottom. Maybe not the best technique because he could have maintained top, but he is in a triangle here. This is actually terrible. I hate this about the sport. When you lift up like this, of course, Rolando's in a great position to keep triangling as the rules dictate, but I don't like those rules. I think you would just get slammed in the street or in MMA. That's no good. You should really be forced to hook that leg so you don't get picked up, or if you get picked up, then you got to break it open. Something like that. But anyway, he has a tight triangle here, and his opponent is probably in a lot of danger, but able to somehow power out of that. That triangle actually looked a lot better than the other looser one earlier. But his opponent is just not having any of these submission attempts. Very nice foot on the hip sweep there, and comes up, and now he's actually trying to pass, and I like this, and there he gets the 2 points, and he does pass the guard. He should get points for passing the guard. His opponent tries to scramble back to his feet, but Rolando doing a really good job attacking that arm bar there, belly down arm lock, but ends up on bottom for his efforts, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. But he did get his points, so he's way up on points, and it looks like time expires. Woo! See, even the blue belts, right? Blue belts and even white belts, you can always learn something from them, for one, but also very exciting, fast-paced match with a lot of transitions. Sometimes if people haven't had the time to put in, just because usually at the blue belt level, even if you're very, very good, you just haven't had the mat time to drill to make everything perfect. That's why we progress. That's why there's belts in the sport. So maybe you're not finishing every single thing that you should be finishing, like some of those triangles. Rolando's getting there amazingly, but not being able to finish them. But that makes for a really exciting fight, right? Because we see a lot of different things, a lot of people trying for finishes, a lot of people escaping finishes, and a lot of scrambly jiu-jitsu, which can always be fun to spectate. So even the blue belts, very, very fun to watch, and that was awesome. I mean, just thinking about when I was a blue belt, or a brand new blue belt, just the level of that compared to someone like a Rolando or his opponent there on top, they're just so much more advanced than I was back then. So it's really great to see. It's furthering the sport, and that is awesome. But I want to give a big thanks again to Daniel Nakamura. I will be down there to train with you in Peru. Really appreciate it, man. Great video, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, goodbye.